Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, September 16th, and we are looking at market profiles. Window traders market profile of SPY, IWMN, triple Qs, and unbelievable. An exact replica of yesterday, basically. Obviously, this huge expiration tomorrow has something to do with this. As SPY, just like yesterday, we've looked into it, saw a tremendous amount of buy calling down around the noon level yesterday, so the dealers had to sell into it and they had to cover the underlying, which led to this. Well, guess what? Same thing happened today, except it happened later, because this market looked like after an afternoon rally high, which I had a really good trade on, that it would come back, get to POC, and the same thing happened at I's low, just about where it happened yesterday, at D's high, and the same scenario played out. So great volatility, but it was volatility. There's one thing to have volatility, another one to have volatility that I'm comfortable with and I understand. And these last 2 days, that wasn't the case. I like to be able to read the market, and to me, this was kind of very tough. We have under a $5 range for the week, and we've basically traded that range every day. So it looks like we've had a huge move, and intraday we have, but we really only have less than a $5 range 4 days into this week. We have an inside day today. I mean, it's like we're trading these ranges two times in a day. They did the exact same thing today on the downside and then back up. Look at triple Qs. Triple Qs kind of did the same thing. They took back their entire trend day in a heartbeat, only to stop at their POC yesterday and then to trade back up and finally take out yesterday's high. They had a chance to go trend a couple of times in the afternoon, but didn't do it. Russell had an inside day yesterday. They were inside day until later in the day when J, K, and L all came out of it to the upside. And again, all three of them failed. So there's not a lot to lean on. In fact, look at triple Qs. I don't think I ever took out H's low, and they were only 6 wide. So triple Qs, for my money's worth, only have the day's high and low as firm reference points. Russell has an afternoon pullback in H. For us, all we have in this $4.34 range is the day's high, the day's low, and I'm using I as an afternoon pullback. We were only 6 wide. So if we got this kind of chop today, I expect tremendous chop tomorrow morning with these options expiring both tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. I had a good day and I didn't do a trade after G because, like I said, once it got unreadable for me, I stayed out of it. So, A period open. Now again, believe it or not, I made money when this thing pulled in on the long side. Obviously the trade was short again, but again, when I'm looking at what I see initially, we opened. I didn't take the long anywhere near the high today. That's something I never would have done. I should have taken a short there right off the bat. I didn't. But when we came back below the opening, now one key thing was a second 15-minute bar got a penny below the opening. Should have took the short there. I did not start the long until firmly towards F's high. So a little bit above G gave me a little respite. When it filled that, went back up, and then I did it again when we got into F singles. So I scalped 2 call plays at very visual levels, which is right above F and again right above D's high. Yes, the short was the right play, but once again, we had higher value overlapping to high. It ended unchanged on the day. But again, did I expect an absolute repeat of yesterday? Of Monday and Tuesday? No, I didn't. It happened. After that, then I scalped shorts, the 446s in C period, while we still had single prints and did well on those. And again in D period, I did it because we were still one time framing down. Nothing big, but I scalped shorts a couple times. So I made them 2 longs in A's, and I made in shorts in C and D. Then my best trade of the day was in F and G. We filled the single prints. We had value high at the time. We had half back. We had B's high. I'm going to start a short. Any acceleration above B, I'm out. Now, I didn't take anything big to start. I did a 20. Went up. I added 20. Came back down a little bit. Took those off. Went back up then. I kept them in G. Went back up. Added 20. Did the same thing. So I recycled 80 puts and held some of them down to H and no, I didn't hold them in J. In H, I was looking to see if we'd get back to that POC. And then I held on to 10, and when we weren't getting much distance, we got back up to the POC, took it off. So I recycled 80 puts for a very nice play in F and G. I was looking to take a long at some point if we had pulled back to see if we held today's low. Obviously, we had a tremendous reversal in I. Algo started flying. I said, I'm out of it. I will just watch. So, and that's what I did, but it was a good day. Now, as far as destinations, on the upside, we have today's high of 448.36. Yesterday's high of 448.41. And then 448.92 daily high. You should have the other ones I gave you yesterday. On the downside, we have I's low of 445.42. Afternoon pullback low. Today's low 444.02. 443.44 daily low. 443.22 daily low. So we basically have a couple of walls setting up here, right? We have 3 days. 3 days, right? We have a 4-day balance. So tomorrow, now there's a lot to talk about. We have a 4-day balance, so balance rules come into effect. Monday's high is the top of the balance, okay? We have 3 lows that aren't far from each other, right? So we have Tuesday and Wednesday's lows. Now remember, SPY is going ex-dividend tonight. So we have us closing at 447.10. So 447.10, and the dividend I believe is $1.38. So they're going to have us settling tomorrow morning at 445.72. So that's right above, 30 cents above the afternoon pullback. Now why is that important? Because we had an inside day today. So ES is settling wherever they settle up here. We're going to be down here. So if we do get selling, we might come out of an inside day to the downside before ES does in SPY. And then on the flip side, if ES will come out of the inside day to the upside ahead of us, because we're going to be $1.38 behind them to start. The profiles will absolutely be skewed for the next 2 or 3 days. I expect, look, if we got that kind of volatility yesterday and today on these big call plays, now maybe a lot of it was alleviated because we did have some huge moves both yesterday and today, right? $4 moves. So maybe it's not going to be as violent, but we'll see. Hopefully we do get some good volatility. And then on the chart, now you see why I'm still calling the weekly down. Nothing's changed for me. And by the way, we still have not taken out that H high from Friday, a week ago. So nothing's changed yet in the bigger picture. So we got up to the 20-day moving average today, right? We got up to 448.36. The 20-day moving average is 448.42. So this is 4 days now that we've battled the 20-day moving average. We haven't done that much this year. Back in February and March, we did it like for 8 to 10 days. We did it for another 8 days back in May. But since May, we've only spent very few days below the 20, let alone the 50. So this is the longest time we've spent going back and forth and basically closing below the 20. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get volatility between tomorrow and Monday, and certainly next week with the Fed, that we go back and forth through both the 50 and the 20 before any real direction is finalized. I really wouldn't be surprised. We'll see. We know we're not staying between the 20 and the 50. So either one's going to get taken out with conviction, or we could have some really huge volatility above the 20 and below the 50 before we get a directional move. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.